Okay, so we are on there. Okay, so second session for this second phase for the website work. Today we said we are going to work on this document. I'm sending to you through the chat. I don't know if you can see it. The Hangout chat. You can see it?
Can you share it in Slack too? Because I
Yes.
have no access to the other chat.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. You saw the document, Alfonso?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So, the idea basically is to kind of close down the main issues about this document, about this content, which is going to be on a new section on our website, which is going to be about or about us or whatever. What we said, I mean, here in the mid-minute sessions, if we go to the 112 session, which is the evaluation session, where is it? Here. I don't know if you can see it on my screen. What we said here is to have this kind of structure. So when you go to the website, and if you are here, I mean, the idea is to merge these two menus about a community in just one menu, which is going to be about or about us or whatever we can decide it today. And in that menu, to have like these four sections. So and the content for those sections, we have it here in this document. Okay, so I think that today what we need to decide is if I mean if this is going to be to decide the structure. If this structure you think is okay, or we can change whatever you think we have to change, and after that to decide which content that we have here to be in each section here. And also, I think that we need to decide more or less also, I mean, how is going to be view this content in the website. If it's going to be like when you click in the section, you're going to see these images like full screen, and then in between one images and the other one, you're going to have the paragraph, or it's going to be small images, or I don't know, things like this.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah.
In this structure that you show on the Google Docs,
Yep.
there is no place for the values. Where are the values in that structure?
For me, I mean, that's the thing. We have that content here. We need to decide if this is going to be inside, for example, for this one, it's going to be inside some of this, it's going to be inside what is CivicWise, for example, or it needs a particular section, which is values.
Okay, can I tell about my own structure? That because I just walked through the text on the
Yep.
CivicWise, and
Yep.
I did a kind of a structuring.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we also need to a little bit play with the wording. For example, I don't think like this. Our strength. I mean, strength is such a. I think it's a corporate word. We shouldn't use strength, for example. And so, and for the network, I think it's our core. And for the governance, I said it's our power. So we can make like a tree. I don't know, like branches of a tree. Who is CivicWise is made up of three things: aim, core, and power. Aim, I think the text on the aim is perfect. And core is network, and power is governance. But I think in governance, it is too much detail in the now existing structure. Maybe some part of the governance might be moved to approach.
Okay.
And combined. Another, like, who is CivicWise? Values, approach, and history and other stuff. That is my kind of a, and under who is CivicWise, there are three other things. That is how I could structure it.
Okay.
And also, we had also talked about it, we had also talked about it with in the workshop. I think we need to, I mean, in who is CivicWise, when we say our core is our network, we should make a direct link to the profiles so that we see people are in the group. Because now we don't see any people when we say who's CivicWise.
Agree. I think that I like that structure of three legs to aim, core, and power. I think could be good, and I think that for the governance, your proposal can solve one thing that we were discussing, and it's about how to explain this in a very light way, so it's not very complex to understand, but at the same time we need to explain better our specific
governance and all these specificities. I think should be going to approach.
Yeah, I agree.
And one more thing, there are values and there are some beliefs. And also I think, I mean, we should just overlap them and get rid of the beliefs. CivicWise believes in this and that. It's also the values. It's not two different things. It's just like we have these values, but we believe we can do that. I'm not sure. Maybe we only say values, or we can even say civic manifesto. I don't know. Mm-hmm. And just keep these ideas.
Okay.
And in general, I think the text is almost there. Just some re-editing of the wordings and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, if the structure is who is civic wise will be in section, and then inside has like these three. So for example, need to compile this. Aim. Just need to put here hardcore.
Yes.
Okay. And here
Power.
okay. And from here, or maybe I mean 0%. From here to here will be in approach.
Yes.
Okay. Do you think, Alfonso?
For me, it's okay.
Okay, so approach territories and will be here in between.
Yeah, probably in between.
To have a small introduction here.
Yes, and that the governance.
Governance. Let's complete this.
I mean, you can also do approach like into like governance and methodology divided into two.
Yeah. I don't know how.
Maybe they say project governance here.
Yeah, I think that we need to think about this sentence, because I think that should be something, yeah, which is related with projects. I mean, which is to say that that governance that we talked about before here, which is like a general governance and the network, then is focused and is organized through projects, through specific projects. So something, I mean, I think that we need to put a sentence that talk about this. We need to think about it, right? Okay, project governance, blah, blah, blah. Then civic design method, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then I think that for this, the values should be after the approach, I think. I don't know, what do you think?
I think values should stay where they are.
Here?
Yeah, after the who is civic wise and what are the values and how do we do it. The approach is more on how do we do it. So.
And do you think the values should be a menu? I mean.
Yes, it should be what is civic wise, values, approach.
Okay. And maybe it's a silly question, but this, do you think that should be what or who?
This I also don't know.
Or it doesn't matter. I don't know. Because maybe, well, I don't know. Maybe who is more this. It's more here, people.
Yeah.
is the network. So maybe this is with what is CivicWise. Yeah, I think could be good. Okay, so what is CivicWise values approach, history, and fact? Okay, so
for the history, is it possible to make a kind of a timeline rather than telling this happened, that happened?
Yeah, we need to do it. Here we have, I mean, I have like some comments that I was working on this, like these 10 events, but I didn't have the time to put it here. But yeah, the timeline, the idea is to build a timeline with these 10 ideas, with these 10 main points.
Pascual?
Yeah.
Just one thing. I think it's better to copy the structure that you are editing in the meeting minutes document to the today's session.
Okay. Yeah.
Like this, we can compare after the session with the old structure.
Okay. All right. So here. Here. Okay, so for me, the goal this week is to, because for these 5 points that we have inside about, we need to work. I mean, what is CivicWise values and approach? I think it's almost there. It's just to finish that content, but it's almost there. What need more work is history section, and also of course this one, because this section was born in the last session of the other phase. It was in the welcoming session. So I think by now this week the idea is to build on the website this, which is like a beta version of what is CivicWise and in our website.
Can we ask the welcoming guys to do the FAQ?
What?
Can we ask the welcoming board guys? I mean, the Italians, they did already a kind of a Trello and stuff in the local camp.
Yeah, I think
do that one?
We were. I mean, when we were talking about the welcoming, we said that we have like 3 steps of the welcoming, which is before you arrive or you know anything about CivicWise, then when you go to the forum and then you want to be inside CivicWise, and then just the point that, I mean, it's the point after, right after you join CivicWise, when you need a welcoming to know the specific tools and methodologies and governance and whatever. I think that the Trello became at that point when you already join us, like a Trello board to know, I mean, the specific tools and governance and blah, 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 whatever. No? But here we were thinking like a general, was like a question that maybe people can ask themselves in the first place. So, for example, how can CivicWise help me? No? Or how I can help CivicWise? I mean, these 2 question was the first one came in that session, but we can think about more of that kind of questions. But it's something like general question to know in the first place how CivicWise, I mean, why I want to join CivicWise.
Okay. So this is something we need to do. Generate questions.
Yeah, we can maybe here start the section. So if I, at the end. Oops. Okay. So this would be 5. Not that,
Cube.
So the first 2 questions that we think about this was how do you see what's tell me? So yeah, I'm going to think about this. Also about the questions, maybe it's not these questions. Maybe we need to think about this. It's not like this. It's we need to write it in another way or whatever.
And how do we write CivicWise? With W in capital but combined, or with small w?
No, capital W.
Okay.
And in just one word.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. And about values, we should have it like this then.
And below there are these CivicWise believes in.
Okay. And
this one.
Okay. Do you think that this needs to be inside values or not?
Yeah, it is almost some things are already overlapping. And I think, I mean, they can be combined and we only have one kind of a list for all.
Okay.
Because the first one looks like that we work in that way. And the second one looks like this is the thing that we want to achieve. But I think they are the same thing in general. We don't need to take them as two separate things. So we can, I think, combine.
Okay.
One question about the graphics.
Yeah.
Are we going to see these like texts, like our aim is to build better collaboration and stuff on these images? Is it already decided?
No.
Okay.
No, this was a test that Jonathan made, but those kind of things, I think that we have to almost decide today to make a decision about how it's going to be uploaded, because I think that right now the problem is that, I mean, it's the same like this, so with that it's going to be both. I think that is not a good idea. So how it's going to be on our website?
I think in general, what is written, like, I mean, the texts and stuff, they are not that like so easy to understand and stuff. So for me, these kind of things, I like to read it as a text rather than as an image. Like, because if it is the background is black and you read it in white, it's not that easy to understand. And also, I like to copy paste stuff.
Totally
And
agree.
it's also good for the CEO and so on.
Yeah. Yeah, text inside images is not a good idea in general, because if the image changes size, you cannot read the text, and also if we want to translate the text to make the site multilingual, it's not a good idea to have text in images.
Okay. That's a good point.
Yes, it's a very, very crucial point, actually.
Okay.
I think after decide all the content and the text and the structure, we have to make an adaptation to the website structure and language. Sorry, is Lea. For example, this kind of things, and also to decide which kind of language we are using to express all these things. For example, when I see the images that Jonathan has done, maybe all of them are a slider or something like that. So I think we have to decide that at the end.
And what is the main direction? Do we already know? Main like scrolling direction? Is the site going to be through scrolling down, or is it going to be like vertical or horizontal?
If we keep the current structure of the site, it's easier for us to do it in a vertical way.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we need to. I think that we need to try first to see it and see how it looks like. But I was imagining like like these images, like sliders, full screen, and then between each slider you have the text. Also in, I mean, like text, but in big letters, not so big, but not like normal text. I think that we have like small paragraphs, so it's a good thing. So we can take advantage of that, and then to have like big paragraphs which are explaining what is Ibicwise. So you are scrolling down and you are seeing an images, and then a paragraph, and an images, and then you see a paragraph about the network, and then go down, and yeah, something like that. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
And to do that, Alfonso, I mean, here, how you change here the layout to use here?
Yeah, you can choose the layout in the editing screen. You have, I don't know, 5 or 6 layout to do. And one of them is full screen slider. Another one is another kind of slider, and so on.
Okay. How was this to access to the administration? Was WP? No.
You got a username?
Yeah.
I mean, civicwise.org, WP-admin.
Okay. Okay. Well, I have to do it in Mozilla here in Chrome. I have the, okay.
You can access with yeah.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Is this one?
Yeah, you can see in the right column there is a box that is called page properties or something like that.
Okay.
Page attributes. Yeah, you can choose the template right there.
Okay, perfect.
And the options in the main column are going to change depending on the template.
Okay. Okay,
and,
I will.
Yeah, for example, to choose a slider, to include a slider in this page, you have first to create the slider in the story menu. You know, story
Okay.
menu.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all.
Okay, but if I want, because I mean here. Okay. Here, when you create these sliders, are like yeah, like this one, like you go to one images to other one, but you have like a continuous scroll, and you have the text in between. Is another template.
Yeah, it's another template. It's another template.
Okay.
It's a full white custom page. You can choose full white custom page, and you can include after that a slider, and you can put after the slider a big text with a little paragraph, and then you can include another slider of another kind, and then text. Well,
okay.
Like this. So to include the different slider, you have also the little buttons above the content.
Where? Here?
Above the content, you see all the little icons. Yeah, you can choose in the bottom line. You have several services, portfolio carousel.
Okay.
All of that are different types of content that you have to create first, and then you can include it.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay.
I think the main infrastructure of the website is really good. You can do anything. I really like this carousel and stuff because we worked on building something in it. And in in half an hour you can do it. You can do everything.
Yeah, it's kind of
which is not that you know it all the time, because then you have to decide what you want to do.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Okay, I will work on it. Perfect. So, so let's say that what we need to work this week is, first of all, to make, like a general review of all the contents. Also, maybe you, Julia, can help us with English because maybe we have some mistakes or something that we can.
Actually, what I want to do is to go through all these who is civicwise values first.
Okay.
And because there are, very small wording decisions that I don't agree. Like, for example, we say our value or now our core is our network, but when we are defining what it is, we don't use the word network at all.
Okay.
Small stuff like that. So, I mean, rather than calling this a global movement, I would call it a global network.
Okay.
For example, this kind of stuff. So I can work on the whole thing, and I can come till the end of the values, I think, and try working on the approach, because approach, I'm not very familiar with it, as I haven't been in kind of a work group before. And then maybe I can go through the approach with you, Pascual. Ask you stuff and then go through the text.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think that for the approach, I think that the one thing that we need to work a little bit more is this paragraph. I think that we need to be a little bit more specific about what is our approach and how we do it. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then that I need to talk also with Jonathan and ask him to update the images without the text. And also I can add, we can add in minutes that we need to work also on the history, but also on the fact section, the frequent asked questions.
And did we take any action about the translations?
Sorry?
Did we do anything about the translations?
I will do that. We'll do that with when we have the content finished and upload to the website in English. And then with that finished, I think that it could be a good idea to make an open call in general channel maybe to start the translation of this about menu.
Two things about the first one, about the images that Jonathan has to prepare. I think it's a good idea to prepare a unique document in vectorial format, SVG, or something like that. Like this, we can choose, or you, Pascual, you can choose the size of every image. And I think it's more flexible like this.
Okay.
And the second thing about design, by the moment, maybe Jonathan can do also a list of colors, because we need to use colors in the website. So maybe he can give us 3 or 4 colors, a kind of a group of colors to use in the links, in the titles, in important elements. The last thing, I was thinking for the story or history section, it's a fast way to do it, to use the Timeline JS application. I don't know if you know.
No.
It's a super easy to use web application. You have a list of events with a date and multimedia content associated to every event, and the application, the Timeline JS, do a timeline that you can run and you can insert in every site. I mean, for example, in Fieldglass site, you have a comment in the document, in the About Us document, in a story section.
Is this website?
No, it's not this one.
Yeah, here it is. Timeline.nightlab.com.
Yeah, that's it. So, for example, you have that timeline about women in computing, so you can see how it works.
Okay, this one. Okay.
It's not super pretty, but it's very easy to do it.
Yeah, but maybe it's better because I think that our timeline could be, I mean, should be very easy to edit because, I mean, we are always growing and things happening. So maybe this is easier to up our timeline.
Yeah.
Yes, but also, is it possible to kind of, I don't know, as an HTML file or something like that?
Sorry?
Because the problem with this kind of websites, one day they just disappear and you lose all your stuff.
No, this application is very stable. You don't have that kind of problem. I mean, is the Knight Foundation is a very powerful foundation. Is not going to disappear, I think. But I agree with you that if we have this timeline by our own, is better. So I propose Timeline.js to make something quickly, fast, and then when we have the time, we can do another thing better.
Okay. Okay, yeah, could be good to start working on this, I think.
Okay.
Okay, I would set a goal for the following week to finish like this, and then if we complete this on our website, then we can start to work on the history. I think. I don't know. What do you think? But
For me, it's okay.
I mean, at least to have like an edit description of the request on our website.
Yes.
And then after that, keep working.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe another thing. By the way, Julia, your article in your magazine is amazing.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And I was thinking maybe we can reuse some parts for the About section.
Yeah.
Because it's very well explained. I don't know what you think, but
yeah, I think could be good.
I can try.
Cool.
Okay. So yeah, so let's go to work this week on this, and I don't know if it's necessary to have a hangout this week to talk about this. I think will be to talk about this, to talk about what we have done. If we updated the content on the website, maybe we can have a short hangout to talk about that. But I don't know if it's necessary. Maybe we can start to work. We can start to work on what we have said, and then after that we will see maybe Monday we can talk about that in Slack and set a hangout Wednesday or Thursday or something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better to have a kind of a deadline, so that I mean, I
think
can
so,
start
yeah.
right away to work. And then I mean, yeah, it's Wednesday or Thursday. What?
For me, Thursday, maybe I will be traveling. So if it's possible Wednesday, I prefer.
We can you can Alfonso, you can make that hangout if we made it Friday.
Friday, it depends. If I travel on Thursday, I can do it on Friday. If I travel on Friday, I can do it on Thursday, but I don't know yet.
Okay, okay. Because I was thinking to have like the deadline to complete the work Thursday and then to have the hangout Friday, but I don't know. Just to
Okay,
have.
we can do like that. If I cannot, there is no problem for me.
Yeah, I think that we can talk about that. I think this on Slack, because maybe we achieve to complete the work before Wednesday. So
yeah.
Then after that we can talk about that, and maybe we can make the hangout session Wednesday directly. So
Perfect.
So let's see. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so yeah, let's on this week and talk about that on Slack. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Bye.
Okay.
See you.
Thank you, guys. See you.
Ciao.